Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Liberty for Philly podcast. Once again, I'm Mitchell. That's Jared. And joining us once again is Ben Hoyt and Alec Eskin. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So, Jared, that's right. You got your shot today. How you feel?
Oh, I'm okay. I should probably take this Band-Aid off. I wasn't even bleeding. I'm like that one shot that I had, but I'm okay. My arm's like kind of sore, but it's not that bad. Not as bad as when I got the flu shot last time.
Bro, Jared, save the Band-Aid ripoff for the OnlyFans, bro.
I'm not urinating, Tree.
I think I just watched his video on
a person that shall not be named now.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Yes, on
a certain person who's Jared's brother is very interested in.
My brother?
Justin,
yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it took you a while.
Oh, I forgot about the Zoom thing. Oh yeah, no, he used that. He actually Zoom boomed the Israel thing last week too.
Oh no!
Other kid who was running on the beach he was in the water and he's like, my phone's about to die, and his mic was so boosted. Like that kid had to be. Ellis is also not a very Jewish name, so that's definitely a boomer.
All right. So as you may know, the NFL draft is next week, and before we get into our third mock draft here on the channel, Roger Goodell has been fully vaccinated and now can be hugging players on stage. I know you guys missed that.
you allowed to kiss players too?
Yeah, man,
I don't know.
We're gonna get demonetized here.
I'm sure if he wants to. I mean, the only thing I missed was Goodell getting massively booed by all the fans.
Oh wait, there's another player who I forget who it was that tried to kill him as well. He jumped on top of him.
Oh, it was the guy who wanted. I forget. It was. It was an offensive.
He got bonus points for trying to injure him.
Yeah. So, before we get into that, Kansas City made a trade over this week.
Yeah,
they traded for Orlando Brown, I believe, from the Baltimore Ravens and now the Baltimore Ravens will now have 2 first-round picks in this year's draft. What are you guys' thoughts on Orlando Brown going to the Chiefs?
I don't like that trade because the Ravens are knuckleheads, and now the Chiefs are spending more money when they couldn't afford their 2 original alignment. 10 out of 10 logic by Andy Reid right there.
Well, unlike Jared giving the simple explanation, I'm just going to go a little more in depth here. He's going to be teaming up with Joe Thuney. And I love Joe Thuney because he has the 3rd best blocking rate in the NFL. Now, Orlando Brown is also in that top 10 and is going to be joining a whole new face of offensive linemen. Patrick Mahomes is going to be completely protected. They're going to have Tyreek Hill. They're going to have Hill, Demarcus Robinson in there. You have you have Byron Pringle. You have a great offense. Now it's the point of, will your defense be there? And if it is, they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That's one thing that you saw him get closer to the end of the playoffs last year. You saw Patrick Mahomes was running for his life, and that obviously led to him getting the concussion as well as him.
He got a concussion.
He got a concussion in that game?
Yeah, he got a concussion in against the Browns, if you don't remember.
Then
you have to remember that anything is possible.
Anything
possible. Sorry, I've got that out of the way. But anyways, Alec, what are your thoughts?
I really like the trade for the Chiefs. Like Ben said, this definitely helps Patrick Mahomes a lot because again, like also what you said, Mitchell, that line was Swiss cheese during the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes couldn't do anything at that game, and that you normally see the Chiefs score at a high rate, and watching from the first time the Bucs and Chiefs play each other to the second time, the Buccaneers definitely realized how weak their O-line was, and they just kept blitzing Mahomes every time, and he couldn't do anything about it. And that's what led to them not even getting any points. And Mahomes, I thought, played well that game despite not scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, and one of the things I have to say is that I knew at some point there was going to be a Super Bowl where the home team, one of the teams had a Super Bowl in their home stadium. I honestly, back in the day,
remember when the Vikings almost did?
They almost did, and then the Eagles literally obliterated them. But I said Tom Brady's probably going to be that one person who gets the win in their own home stadium. But I knew Tom Brady would move on from the Patriots at some point because obviously there's never probably going to be a Super Bowl in Philly or
there wasn't that in
Foxborough. There was, But that was like a one-time thing. Why did they do that?
They were experimenting with something, and then they realized because there was a big snowstorm the night
Yeah.
before, and cleaned it all up. They're like, yeah, we're not gonna do that again. We're
Yeah,
just
now
gonna-
you have to have like a dome if you're in the above like a certain thing. You have to be in a dome. That's why Minnesota got it.
Aren't they trying to? I know Philadelphia's trying to get like all the major sports to have their All-Star games in Philly because
For the what anniversary? 250th
250th
anniversary?
anniversary of the
They're getting the.
of
Oh,
the
yeah,
independence
that's
of the
right.
United
They're doing that
States.
with the All-Star game too, aren't they?
Yep. So right
Okay,
now
yeah.
they have the baseball All-Star game confirmed. They could have hockey. They also probably could hockey
they
would
could.
probably be on the lower thing. I could see possibly basketball happening there.
Well, Mitchell, you have to remember too. There's a big push for the World Cup in 2026.
Oh,
That's
that's
already going to
right.
be in all of like the
Yeah.
North America.
It's gotta be all North America, but Philadelphia's pushing to have the final close to July 4th, or at least a game around
Well-
July 4th at Lincoln
well,
Financial Field.
I think
Yeah.
they're gonna get games. That's not the problem. Is
Yeah.
what games are they getting? Because most of the games are going to be in the United States, but they're also sharing between Mexico,
Canada and Mexico.
So
Yeah.
you'll have some in Mexico City, you'll have some in Vancouver and Montreal, but the other sites are unknown. So we'll have to see. But I think there's a really big push for Philadelphia right now.
Yeah, I think the United States is going to host, I think, the final games of the tournament. And I believe that the United States is fighting to get the final there because the city of Philadelphia, here's from 6ABC, the city of Philadelphia will make a bid to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Philadelphia Soccer 2026, the city's official World Cup bid committee met virtually with the leadership from FIFA and United States Soccer. So that means that if it were going to be held, it would be hosted by North America. However, the final final 3 games of the tournament, possibly even the final 5, will be in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I love about Philadelphia hosting the final. They hosted the CONCACAF Gold Cup final, which is like the North American competition. And with soccer, they're not going to play on many stadiums with turf. They like grass. They like grass pitches. And a lot of these teams, including New York, they have been having these turf. And I think Philadelphia having a grass field, I think it will make a big push for that final.
Yeah, definitely. Is Heinz Field turf or are they grass too?
They're not getting. I don't think they're getting the game. To be completely honest, I
Because
think
like you would think about it, like they want to have games, say in Los Angeles in their new stadium, and that's turf too.
right, and they would want to have something in New York. They would want to have something in Boston, and the big fight for Philadelphia will be with Washington D.C.
Yeah, I could possibly see. I know it probably won't
if they are
happen.
hosting the games or Washington.
Yeah, I could possibly see if it's a huge game that maybe Beaver Stadium could be in it, but that's way out of the picture because I know they probably aren't suited for it. But then again, it has a huge capacity, say for World Cup final.
For the World Cup, especially when you have different countries in it and different travelers, you need hotels.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
So Beaver Stadium and a bunch of these smaller cities aren't quite going to be in the picture because of transportation and or hotel men's or stay.
Would Ann Arbor be able to hold one with the
Michigan
big house?
State. That wouldn't be a bad idea, but I don't think so.
Michigan has done something like that before. Like you have to remember some of the scrimmages.
They held the Winter Classic, I think.
Yeah, they had the Winter
They had
Classic.
Chelsea and another team play there to fill Ann Arbor, but that wouldn't be a bad idea. But we'll have to see about that.
Let me see. Soccer at the Big House. Liverpool versus Manchester United, Ann Arbor. Huh.
Yeah, they did play there before.
And Barcelona and Napoli played there too. Huh.
Yeah. If there's anyone that I feel like it's gonna be locked in the West, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena is gonna
That's a good one.
That's a definitely
absolutely,
good one.
it always is. They play in Dallas this year, correct?
This past year, yes, they played the Rose Bowl there because California.
Yes, because California would not allow families to come and watch, and Notre Dame was not liking that.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it was Notre Dame. Oh my God, I freaking hate those.
They wanted fans to watch them lose by a lot to Alabama.
Exactly.
Wasn't there was like that one time when they beat Clemson, everyone ran on the field and everyone started freaking out.
Yeah, it was
then
because
all out.
because they beat the
They
second
beat
string quarterback,
Trevor
right?
Lawrence.
No, they didn't beat
That's
Trevor
the
Lawrence.
10th
They beat the
game.
backup because Trevor Lawrence
I
had
said that
COVID.
Trevor Lawrence lists Clemson, buddy.
Oh,
Now you don't cut me off, Mitchell. Then you'll
All right,
hear all
let's
the
let's
value of
let's get back on topic.
Ain't that right, people?
All right, let's get back on topic and let's do our 2-round mock draft. I know me and Jared have done simulations only for the Eagles, but I think it would be fun for us to see what we think about some other teams. So let's start this up. First on the clock, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who do you think
No,
will
they're
get
gonna
picked
get this
first?
guy named Justin Fields. No, I'm just kidding.
I think we all know who they're taking here.
We all know who they're taking. It's Trevor Lawrence,
they're taking
obviously.
some schmuck.
Yes,
from
no
Denver.
one's gonna dispute that.
Yeah. However, I do believe Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones, if I had to predict, will probably be my bus of the draft. I think Justin Fields.
Trevor
will be the
Lawrence is going to
surprising-
be a bust. You think,
Yes, that's my hot take.
bro? He's talented. The only way he's a bust is if Jacksonville ruins him.
So here we got the New York Jets. Almost said Jacksonville again. I think they take Zach Wilson here. I think they want good
BYU,
pocket
yeah.
passer.
Yes, agreed.
I think they take Zach Wilson. Justin Fields could be a possibility. However, I do think they go with the number 2 quarterback on the board. San Francisco, they are looking for a quarterback also, and I do believe they take Justin Fields here.
I disagree. I mean,
Ooh.
I think they're going to make a bad move here just knowing the 49ers and their personnel. I think they're going to say Mac Jones fits in their offense. And I completely disagree with it.
So you want?
I actually, Ben, I think you're onto something.
I
here.
think I've been hearing more and more about Mac Jones going to San Francisco if Zach Wilson's not available.
I think he's completely just he could hand it like personally to his receivers, and I would be more impressed with him than I am right now. But I think the 49ers are completely in all of him that I think they're gonna take him.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think Kyle Shanahan wants to get his Matt Ryan counterpart here, and I think Mac Jones would be his new.
Although Mac Jones, Ryan is a lot better than Mac Jones.
I don't know.
Agreed.
I don't know why you wouldn't take Justin Fields in that situation. No, I think he's got a lot more potential. And seeing Mac Jones' pro day, he was not that good at least in my opinion. I kept seeing him overthrow the ball, and of course we saw that one clip of Bill Belichick after he overthrew someone just shaking his head in disappointment.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go Belichick. He'll be disappointed if you throw a perfect ball 90 yards.
So here we got the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan is staying another year. Do you think the Falcons make a draft a quarterback here or draft a position, or do you think they trade down in the draft?
I think they trade down here.
So all right, we have a vote for a trade. Who wants any other? So who do you think would move up to that 4th spot if you were a team?
I think
I don't know.
this is tough, but Carolina
Denver.
has been looking for a lot of trades along with the
Let's-
Washington football team. So
See, I don't.
let's put Washington.
I think Denver might trade up.
I agree with Ben here. I think it's more likely to be
I think it might
Carolina,
be.
but I also think that Denver has a good chance of trading up too because both teams are looking for quarterbacks.
Well,
I do.
I would
think
have to
he's
just
gonna
kind of
come here.
disagree here. I think with Sam Darnold, I think the Panthers do draft a quarterback. However, I don't think they'll trade up to do it. I think they'll do it in a later round because I think they'll give what's it called Sam Darnold a chance. Like I agree with you. I think the Denver Broncos might trade up here, but I also think that the what's it called? I think that the Patriots might trade up here also.
Well,
Patriots
Hear
do not trade up. They trade down, if anything. They
hear
always
me out.
trade
Hear
down.
me out. So here, who is the most aggressive person on the lines this year for the trades? Any guesses?
The Panthers. That's
Yeah.
right.
Washington football team, actually.
Ah.
And I think with Fitzmagic, he's getting older by the day, and they're also
No, so is everyone else.
So what do you think this trade is? So obviously their 19th pick. Do you think they trade away their 2nd round pick also? And
That's what-
then probably their 1st rounder next year, and then probably a 1st rounder a year after that. So you got 3 1st round picks and a 2nd round pick for the number 4 overall pick, but probably do a round 2 in 2022. I think that would get it done and say probably get.
I don't see
68 pick.
sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I don't see the Washington football team trading up to the 4th spot in that situation, just because like where they're at. I mean, they're I don't. I mean, what spot are they at, anyways?
Washington football team is the 19th pick in the draft.
That's a long way to go. I can't see them giving up giving up that much of their farm, especially when they need all those picks, because they still got a lot of holes in that team. So again, I would stick with I would stick with with the Panthers trading up in that situation
So you
rather
think the
or the
Panthers?
Broncos rather than them.
I'll agree with Alec and say the Panthers, but Washington could certainly be in the mix.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely not saying they're not, but I'm saying the Panthers and Broncos are more likely.
I think the Broncos will trade up, and I think they give up their 9th overall pick, and I think they give up, say, third rounder this year, and then another first rounder next year, and then a second rounder the year after for the number 4 overall pick. I think that would be a fair trade. Let's offer that up. And they agreed. Broncos accept our trade, and then with that pick, I believe we draft Justin Fields, who disagrees. It's up to you guys. Do you think
We're not the
Bronco-
GM here, buddy?
Agreed.
I think
I think they'll take Fields. I agree with you.
All right. Justin Fields goes to the Denver Broncos in the John Elway era. Here we got the Cincinnati Bungles. They definitely need a tackle.
I think they'll either take Pitts or Sewell if they're smart, but
If
they're
they're-
not smart.
Or they could draft Joe Burrow's close friend Jamar Chase. That could be a hidden pick there.
a lot of people and a lot of insiders are going to say Jamar Chase, and that's why sort of the Eagles traded back, because they thought the Bengals were 100% going to take Jamar Chase, and I think a lot of inside sources were saying that too. So I think it's going to be Jamar Chase.
That's what I'm thinking
Agreed.
too.
Yeah, 100%.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, though. I mean, it would be a bad idea, but it wouldn't at the same time. Like,
So
they
what's that?
really need an offensive line.
Yeah.
Now
agreed.
with the Dolphins, now you're going to go into Penei Sewell territory, because they really need a tackle in this draft.
They
So, and
do.
he's the best one by far.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Well, here's the thing. We thought that's what they were going to do originally, but then they ended up trading down. So they made.
Because I think they believed that the Bengals were going to take him. And when they probably heard those insider sources of, say, Jamar Chase, giving that up, I do think that they could get their tackle here at 6. Now, here, I'm going to propose a trade. I've been hearing a lot more and more about the Patriots making a last-second deal to move up to 7. I think Bill Belichick wants to get up and get his QB of the future, and I believe that would be Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance.
Really?
So this is my proposed trade from what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the team. Oh, it says the Patriots are not interested in. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
they're interested in Carolina's pick. I see. So I think the Lions, they do need another wide receiver. So I think I can see. I'm actually gonna do Devontae Smith here. I think they have Hawkinson. I think
That's
I'm
fair,
Although here's the thing, I don't see Smith going before Chase in the actual draft, but I mean, with the way that this draft is going, then yes.
Chase is gone, so I could see Waddle's a good pick, but I think for Jared Goff and the Lions, I think Devontae Smith is their guy.
Agreed.
Jalen Waddle is also coming off a serious ankle injury, or maybe it was a foot, but lower leg area. He's coming off of that type of injury, and that's something to be concerned about.
Let me find the New
I don't think
England
it'll change
Patriots. Where are they at? There they are.
Now the Panthers, they're one of those weird teams. You can see them trading up, or you can see them trading back. Like what we were saying earlier. Like, we think they could trade up for a quarterback, but like Mitchell, what you said, they have Sam Darnold now, so they could also trade back with another team, and they could do it with a team like the Patriots, who I agree with you are going to take. If they would do that, they would take Trey Lance.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the Patriots will offer their first and second round pick, and I think they offer 2 first-round picks in order to get their guy in Trey Lance. The Panthers will send their first-round pick and then a 73 pick this year, and then I probably just give them a 6th-round pick just to kind of make it fair. The Panthers declined a trade. Oh no, let's try this out. Still okay. Let's just take away that.
Who's declining the trade?
It says the Panthers, I believe, are declining the trade because nobody is interested.
You really need to get a player involved. In my opinion, you probably need to get a player involved here.
Yeah, there would definitely be a player involved, but I don't think you can do that here. So let's just go on. Say Panthers do not trade at all, and I think if the Panthers are here, they will take Trey Lance if he's still available. And agree.
Yeah,
Agreed.
agreed.
So there goes Trey Lance, and then
Alright.
here we are back at the Falcons, who drafted back in here.
Drafted
and-
back 10 out of 10 genius right there.
Thank you.
Hear me out.
Oh,
Hear
we
me
got
out.
somebody's interested in this pick. The New
Yeah.
York Giants are interested in this pick. Any
Well-
thoughts?
Nah,
Not pretty
Really
bad.
good.
no,
Yeah.
that's not happening.
So, but hear me out on this one. I think it's going to be J.C. Horn. with the
Ooh,
Why?
even with Patrick Surtain there.
I
Oh
would-
wow.
I do.
I'm
I
thinking
think
more
they still need
Surtain.
some more depth on defense, and I really think that he's the best corner.
Yeah,
out.
it's
Here's the thing: Alabama cornerbacks have, for the most part, haven't not been doing so well.
that's true. And it says their needs are an edge rusher or cornerback or a safety. So I could see them getting, say, JC Horn or Patrick Surtain, but then you remember you got Quiddy Pay there too. So which one do you think the Falcons would decide on? Drafting an edge rusher, or would they keep their cornerback department?
I would say
I'm not.
Surtain here. I think he's the better cornerback. At least that's according to most draft analysts and most scouts. So but again, if they like Jason Horn better, I think they could trade back with like, let's say, the Giants. Like, they were interested in that trade, so I could definitely see if they really wanted Horn, they could just trade back and pick up like another, I don't know, like
sounded
a
like you just
first,
said
second round
something
pick.
else. Okay.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
anyway, I'm going to say something. I've always been really high on Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. So he might go here, but I'm hoping that he falls down to the Eagles. That's what I'm saying.
So what's your
The Eagles probably won't take him, unfortunately.
So Ben, you have a vote for JC Horn. We got a vote for Patrick Surtain. So Jared, if you had to decide between
Oh no, I think knowing the Falcons, they'll probably take Surtain, but I personally would take Horn.
so we got Horn. And I would agree with you. I think JC Horn goes here. I think the Falcons see more prospect in Horn, and just probably going off history with cornerbacks from Alabama. I think the Falcons will take Horn here.
Yeah, it's not a good history though.
So here we are with the Cowboys. Two teams are interested, and we got the Patriots wanting to trade up here, along with the Steelers. Any of these teams would you be interested with making a trade with?
No. Because
Yeah, the Patriots missed their
Just
chance.
because their number one need is right there in Kyle Pitts.
So I can see. I think the Patriots trade
What's
up
wrong with
here
Blake
the
Jarwin?
Cowboys.
Or
Hear me
the
out.
other guy.
Well, hear me out.
Kyle Pitts is really good.
I think the Patriots trade out for Kyle Pitts, like you're saying. The Patriots need a tight end. They need a new Gronk or wide receiver. Julian Edelman's gone. They lost Gronk.
No, they necessarily don't because they have Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith as a
Oh,
tight
that's
end.
right. They just
That
got
is
those
true.
guys. I totally forgot they bought like
Oh.
3 tight ends.
Although Kyle Pitts can be
yeah.
both.
Yeah. So I agree with you. The Cowboys take the best player on the board, and that's Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts goes here. And we'll be seeing him a lot often in the division as he goes to the Cowboys. Now, and next in the NFC East, we got
Just-
5 trades offers. We got the Titans, the Jets, the Browns, the Panthers, and the Seahawks.
No, because their number one need again. They have now the second best offensive tackle in the draft in Rashawn Slater. This guy's a
Yeah, I can. Yeah, he's definitely going
Yeah,
here. Slater was my
definitely.
pick. Yeah.
Let's
Now,
see how the Giants mess up this
We're
time.
here with the Philadelphia Eagles. And this
Oh.
is my opinion. I know Patrick Surtain is available. Wait. Yeah, he's available. But in my opinion, I'm the Eagles. I'm going with the best player on the board, and that is Micah Parsons. If Micah Parsons there, I'm taking it within a heartbeat.
No, I feel
I don't.
like they're-
No.
I don't think so. I think we may need one more in the receiving core. I'm gonna go with Waddle on this one. I'm not a fan of Surtain going here, so I'm just gonna go Waddle.
So we got Waddle. I got Parsons. Jared, who do you think?
Knowing the Eagles are going to take Jalen Waddle, I would take a corner. Personally, Farley. Parsons wouldn't be a bad pick, but I'd go with Farley. But knowing the Eagles are going to take Jalen Waddle right here.
So Alec, what do you think? You're the tiebreaker in all of this. I mean,
Again.
yeah.
I think it's gonna be Waddle here. I don't think that Micah I don't think Parsons is worthy of going there because he didn't play last season. All he's good, and also talent wise, I think you could definitely get him late. A team's gonna pick him up later in the first round. And then with Farley, I heard he was like a late first, early second round pick that area right there. So the Eagles, they could perhaps trade into the first round again and get Farley late in the first round. And then with that, I would definitely say Jalen Waddle would be their pick.
Agreed. And the Giants want to trade with us, and I know that's a definitely no. So Jalen
Yeah.
Waddle.
Why would you trade a division rival there?
Yeah.
You never do.
Jalen Waddle. Now we got the San Diego Chargers. We got 5 people wanting to trade here. We got the Colts, the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Dallas Cowboys and the Chiefs. I could see the Ravens trading up here, in my opinion.
What would they trade for?
The thing is, I think the Baltimore Ravens trade up for Michael Parsons or the Darisaw. I think they go for that.
Taking a look at the Chargers' needs right now, the 2 best offensive linemen are off the board. I don't know what's going on the guard, but when I see Patrick Surtain's available, like, why would you pass on him at that point?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would agree here with Surtain if we're not agreeing on a trade to say the Ravens, but I definitely agree. I think the Patrick Surtain goes off the board. They immediately pick after the Eagles draft Jalen Waddle. Do you agree with that, Alec?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Surtain, I'm surprised he's gonna be that one guy who's gonna be a steal in this draft tonight, and I think the Chargers do get that steal in certain.
So here we go to the Vikings, the laughing stock of the Eagles. And I actually do have a trade. I saw the Browns here, and I immediately thought the Browns will move up here. I think the Browns move up here with the Minnesota Vikings. They need a tackle, a guard, an edge rusher, and a safety. Quenny Pay is a late first-round pick. I can see them getting him at 26 or a good safety at 26. So I think the Browns here trade up and grab Mike Parsons for their defense. And that scary defense, they got Clowney, they got Garrett. I think they draft up.
I think they would actually take the lineman if they do trade up. They need a line more than they need a linebacker. I feel.
So first up, do we want to make a trade for the Browns here?
I'll hear from you first.
Trying to think. That's again. That's a long way.
Can we see people by position?
Yes, I can go right here. It says the Browns' needs are a defensive inside, and edge rusher, and a linebacker.
Okay, but let's take a look at the Vikings. Let's assume the Vikings still have the pick. Let's take a look at that for a sec.
So it says the Vikings would like to grab a tackle, a guard, an edge rusher, and a safety. So the best tackle left on the board is Kristen Darisaw from Virginia Tech. He is ranked 15, however, his adaptive rank is 19.1 right now. The best safety in the draft is Trayvon Moehrig from TCU. His adaptive ranking is 23.7.
He's underrated. I like him. He's a great player from TCU, but keep going.
But he's ranked there, so he could drop down to that 26th pick where the Browns are. Then the best tackle, again, we got Aja Vera Tucker from USC, 25.8. And then we got Caleb Farley, and then Kwity Paye, and then Jason Owe.
You know what? I mean, you're going to get 3 out of those 4 players if you trade back.
All right, we got 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 for a trade. Alec or Jared?
I'll say, yeah. I do. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I do think that the Vikings, if they do, like, the only reason they're gonna trade up that high is to get Micah Parsons, and I think that would be at least, or the Browns, I should say, the only reason they trade that high is to get him, and that makes a lot of sense for them because they need that position desperately, and you're getting one of the best ones in the draft. So yeah, I would definitely I'm in favor of that trade.
So here for the Browns, I'm offering our first round pick the next 2 years, and a second round pick in 23, and then I'm giving them a third round pick this year. Let's see if the Vikings accept. And they denied. So let's just change the second round pick into a first round pick. Let's offer that to the. No, why are they declining this, my friend? This is a nice trade.
Good question, Mitch Lowell.
Give you our second round pick there.
Interesting. I can't believe they're actually turning down those offers.
All right, let's give you a third round pick then next year. Come on, Vikings. Stop being a little stubborn. Why are you being stubborn?
Because they're the Vikings.
Why are they not making this trade? That doesn't make any sense. Why
They
would he
must
not
have
make
really
this
actually
move?
want this pick.
I mean, if they really want that badly.
It won't let me add any more picks.
Oh God.
Yeah. So just say
All
that they
right. Guess they didn't want it, and then I guess they take the best tackle on the board, and I guess that would just be this tackle from Virginia Tech. I think he goes here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, agreed.
So here we are, the Patriots, still at 15. It says they need a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a cornerback. Who do you
Well,
think they take here?
The best quarterback on the board, if I'm not wrong now, is Kyle Trask.
That is correct. He's a projected second round pick.
Kyle Trask. Oh, okay. Oh, Kellen Mond. I remember he was supposed to be something.
This could be where the Patriots potentially move back if they want QB and they
Well,
can.
let's see-
Oh, we got 7 trade offers here. We got the Dolphins, the Jets, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Packers, the Buccaneers, and the Rams. So who do you think out of these teams would move up in the draft for, say, a linebacker?
Jets.
The Jets?
Yeah, it's such a Jetsy thing to do.
Let's check out their needs. So we got the Jets, the Steelers. So the Dolphins need a tackle, guard, a defensive inside guy, and an edge rusher. And then we got the Jets who need a quarterback, a guard, an edge rusher, and a cornerback. And the Steelers need a quarterback, a tackle, and a guard. And then the last team here, we got the Ravens who want a wide receiver, a tackle, and an edge guy. So the top people we have here are Micah Parsons, Barrymore, Morig, Bateman, and then we got the linebacker from Notre Dame and Newsome. I think there were some teams trying to trade in. We got the Rams and the Buccaneers trying to trade in here, along with the Packers. Do you think they make a trade here? Because the Packers really need a linebacker here.
Well, it depends how desperate they are. Where are they at right now? Anyways,
29th.
29th, and yeah, I would go with them in that case.
Agreed on trying to attempt to trade with the Packers here?
Yeah.
All right, so we got the 29th. Oh, I totally forgot forced trade was there.
Oh,
Well, sorry, Browns.
yeah.
So we got the 29th pick swap. We'll swap second round pick this year. We'll give you a first round pick next year, and then say first round pick the year after that. What do you say? The Patriots are being stubborn again. How are you not accepting?
Force the trade.
Yeah, you know what? Take it, Patriots. You know what?
You
There
Bill
we go.
Belichick would this Bill Belichick would never have done that. He would have
Yeah.
actually made both those trades.
Yeah, he would have said yes, but
Yeah.
so here we are. The Packers move up instead of the Browns because we forgot the Browns could be forced traded. But what's this graph? Micah Parsons finally off the board at pick 15.
Another potential steal there.
Yeah, true. And then now we got the Cardinals. They don't need a defensive inside. Well, they technically do. Here, there's not much available for their needs. Let's see. We got the football team wanting to trade up. We got the Ravens. We got the Eagles and the Chargers. Do you think any of these teams would take a risk and move up to 16?
No.
I don't think any of them are smart enough. Like the brasses aren't smart. Actually, the Ravens might. They have a smart brass. But I don't think the other 3 would. I think it'll probably be some team that isn't actually interested, like on this.
I want to check out the wide receiver, Rondale Moore. He's a really underrated guy, and they have him ranked at 41.5. That is a.
Oh, I remember Elijah Moore. Remember what he did, boys?
What
I
do you
think
do
they're
again?
gonna take that Barmore
He
guy.
was the one who ruined the Egg Bowl by celebrating by as the pissing dog in the Egg Bowl and lost the game for them.
Oh, yeah.
pretty much.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we think.
Can he do it again?
So we think they don't trade here, and I'm thinking if they don't trade away, I think they draft Barmore.
I do. I think they
Agreed.
take one of their needs off the board with Christian Barmore.
Agree.
They do
Yep,
need a defense.
agreed.
All right, JJ Watt's inside partner. Now we got the Raiders have 5 trade offers here. We got the Jets, the Jaguars, the Eagles, Cardinals, and Chiefs all wanting to get back into.
Yeah,
the
they're not
first
going to
round
give
here.
that pick to the Chiefs. I can guarantee that.
Yeah,
one.
we can knock them off the board. I can see the Jaguars moving up, but I don't think they do.
No.
I honestly think we're trading too much for an actual NFL draft. I think a lot of these teams that we're saying are going to trade they're going to keep their picks and
The
draft.
Yeah.
Raiders are not. If I was the Raiders, I would not trade. They need an offensive line. They need a defense. I can
So
definitely.
I think that
they need
they
a
since
secondary.
there's no offensive lineman guy projected until pick 25, I do see that they could draft the TCU safety
They
instead of
should.
lineman.
Yeah.
Trayvon Moorick is so underrated. That may be a steal for them.
Although
So
he does come from the Big 12, and you know their track record of defensive players.
the Dolphins have 7 trade offers. The
Mitchell.
Jaguar, there's so many, but we're just ignoring.
Actually, they could trade this pick, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, I think the only team that
Well,
there's no good players that need to be traded up for anymore. A lot of them are projected to be lower.
yeah. I mean, what offensive linemen are still on the board right now? With
So we got Bateman is the highest ranked.
Wait, who they pick with their first pick? Sorry.
wait, who's the highest lineman like tackle? or
Lineman.
guard?
So they took Penny
Oh,
Sewell.
they did took
with their-
Penei Sewell. Okay.
So they need a guard, a defensive inside guy, or an edge rusher.
I would probably
And
take
so-
the.
So if we go, let's go inside offensive line. So
guy once again.
and then let's get a guard. Where's guard?
I think
offensive
that falls under.
Yeah.
doesn't it fall under.
I think that's
It's the tackle here. They don't need a tackle anymore. I do think here they Kenny where is he? There he goes. Quiddy Pay is off the board here. And he's
No,
on-
I completely disagree. Scroll up because there's one in my mind. I feel like I heard Jared mention him. Jeremiah Owusu Kamaroa. This guy-
Koromoa, buddy.
Karamoa, yeah. Here is an example of Ben not speaking English.
Mitchell speaks worse English. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, nobody does.
I think him at the edge rusher position, I think that he's going to go off the
Jeez
board.
Louise.
Oh yeah. Now that you say that, I could definitely see
Yeah.
that. So we agree
enough.
on the all right. Notre Dame.
I do love Michigan, but I think this guy's gonna go first.
Yeah.
Then we got the good old football team. They
Uh,
want
Mitchell
lots of
Stephens
teams
is
trying to
great.
trade here, but
They're competent. Their brass is somewhat competent now.
I think they draft a
think they
wide
reach.
receiver here. I think they'd get Bateman. That is my pick.
Yeah, I think they'll reach.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So there goes Rashad
Okay,
Bateman.
it's actually not much of a reach at this point because that is pick 19.
Then we got on the clock
The Bears.
Chicago Bears. And I think they draft the USC tackle here. They really need a tackle.
They need a
Newman.
tackle, they
I
need a little
mean,
bit of a corner
they
back.
could draft Newman because he's Newsome. He's a Northwestern guy, Chicago. But I think they really need an offensive line more than anything.
I do
Yeah,
too.
we got Andrew Dalton now. Andy Dalton.
Actually, before you go, can I see the quarterbacks available?
Uh,
I know one of them is Kellen Mond.
we got
Most
Kyle
of them are
Trask.
lame.
Trask. I
Mills,
could see them
Mond,
taking Trask
Newman.
potentially. I definitely see them taking Trask, but other than that, if they do,
I
take
think Trask will drop to the
I
second
think they'll
round.
take I think they'll take Elijah Vera Tucker here.
Yeah, I think-
Agreed.
yeah.
Yeah. You want O-line depth, especially if you're the Bears. So yeah, that's an easy pick.
So here we got wide receiver, tackle, and edge rusher. I think Pay's taken here.
What
Thoughts?
about Elijah Moore?
I was going to say Elijah Moore maybe.
Boy,
I
yeah.
would have said Elijah Moore, but like judging off of what I've heard about him and his adaptive ranking right now says he's a projected 39th pick right now. I think that Quiddy Pay in that defense is more need of Colts than they need to be good on defense because you don't know how Carson Wentz is going to pan out. And I don't think Carson Wentz needs another rookie receiver to get used to here in Indianapolis.
That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense for that pick right there.
Agree on the first Michigan player of the draft?
Yep.
Are you guys chatting each other again?
Oh no, Ben's going to the bathroom. That's what
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
All right.
We'll think like
for Indianapolis, they're taking Pay. Yeah, I agree
yeah.
there.
Let's all think like Ben. Okay. So we got the Titans.
Victors.
I think Newsome goes here or
I
Farley
agree.
or
Oh,
Newsome or
Newsome
Farley.
or
Ooh, I
Farley.
totally forgot Farley's there. I think
Ooh,
Farley.
yeah.
Goes here.
Ooh.
Farley
I
goes
take
here.
Farley personally because
Yeah.
I'm high on him, which usually isn't a good
Yeah.
thing, which means
Yeah.
I'll probably jinx.
He's probably jinxed. He'll
Caleb,
probably
if your
do something.
career is shot, I'm sorry, it's probably my fault.
I do agree with that right there.
So here the Jets
But-
need an edge rusher and they do need a quarterback Well, they already got their quarterback. They need a guard, an edge rusher, or a cornerback. I do.
And a
think
competent brass. Don't forget about that
they
one.
do. I think here they go for the cornerback in Newsome. He's the best player. They could go Owe, but Owe's projected to go second round, and they do have a pick at 34. So I do think Newsome goes here.
I agree. I
Yeah.
think we'll take Newsom here. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, the Jets will probably ruin him too, but
Yeah, I do agree with you guys. Newsome again. Owe was
Hero.
I like him too, but I mean at that spot I would definitely go with
And
Newsome.
then we got the
I
Inzer
know the
Salt
answer here.
capital. Yeah, we got the Inzer Salt capital of the world. What do you
Give
think?
him
goes
Little.
here?
If they're smart, they would take Walker Little from Stanford.
Walker
Agreed.
Little.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can
I would
agree
roll
with
with
you on
him. I would
that.
roll with him.
Yeah, he's the best lineman on the
Best
board.
lineman available. Oh, Terrace Marshall's available. Okay.
Yes, Terrence Marshall is down there. But here we got the Jaguars again.
There's no I in Jaguars, so but anyway. Here I would take another wait, I'd take a
So
line
I think.
because so they could
Wait, when's their next pick? Okay, I have an idea for their 33 pick. Here, yeah, I would say they take a safety or offensive lineman, or
they need
just a
one offensive
tackle.
line more than a safety.
So I think they take Tevin Jenkins.
Yes,
He's
it'll be a
really
reach
good.
at this
Yeah.
point because it's in like late first round and the rest of them aren't supposed to go until the second round. But linemen are really important.
So here we go for the
exactly.
Browns. They do need defense. They need that edge rusher, defensive inside
They,
guy.
I think they'll take the Penn State guy
Yeah, let's see what's the best available. So let's go.
Oh, dude, you were just on it, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
leave
No.
it.
I think
Leave it.
No, I was just select all the.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
two were on the
I would
street.
go with Owe there.
I go with Owa or Phillips. One of the two.
I think they go
Or-
Owe. I think Owe is the better of the two.
Definitely.
Okay.
There we go. The Browns get their Penn State guy, but not the one that we thought they would get. Then we got here. I think they go for Terrence Marshall. Thoughts?
Really?
Well, I don't think they need another wide receiver.
Or they go
They've
for
got plenty
Jalen
of
Phillips. Or Jalen
Yeah.
Phillips.
Do they still have a Willie
Yeah.
Snead? Because that's already their depth option right there.
Yeah.
No, Willie Snead.
No, he's with the Raiders now. Okay, but either way, they've still got plenty of receivers.
I think they go Jalen Phillips here.
Yeah, agreed.
go
Yeah,
with
they don't
Phillips here
need a
as well.
receiver like Jared
Yeah,
said.
The Saints could use a receiver.
They
but I
do
feel
need a
like they
receiver.
I feel like they need the second corner more often because Eli Apple is not the answer.
I thought he got released by them. Did
I
he?
know, but
Yeah, did
I'm
he get
just
like
saying.
caught doing something dumb? What was it again?
Oh,
I don't even know.
I forget. I think he was.
I
part
think
of
the
something.
Saints should go Asante Samuel, but they'll probably end up taking one of the two.
They'll probably take one of the receivers, but we'll think
The-
on the
if
good
the-
side
the-
for the
What
Saints
about
fans.
If
what
they
about like
smart
Moore,
here.
Elijah Moore?
Oh,
You think they'll go Elijah Moore? I think that's
Yeah.
what they'll probably do as well, but I think they should go Asante Samuel if they want to go off a need here because again they need. I feel like they need.
yeah. If
that
we are
second
being
corner.
nice to Saints fans and not trying to break their hearts, I think Florida State's Asante Samuel is a better pick.
Or they could go their local boy Terrace Marshall as well, if maybe.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Asante Samuel goes here though. Do we agree? Or
Yeah. I think if Sean Payton is smart, then
and then
that's
the Patriots finally getting their first round pick in the draft. I think they take Terrence Marshall.
Terrace Marshall. Hopefully, because
Yeah.
that will probably be the rare wide receiver that they actually hit on.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Right, Bill Belichick.
Ooh, we got the Bills Mafia.
They
need a-
only need a defense. That's proof that I think the Bills are really good to go. They just need a
So
little.
we
they need
got-
a little cornerback action.
we got this Georgia guy, and then we have
Missouri. Nick Bolton was reach from Missouri. Yeah, no. Go the first.
Yeah. Aziz
English.
Ojulari.
By the way, we're gonna do the first round. So let's just do the first round.
Ojawari. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Now here we got the Ravens, and I think they take Elijah Moore or
Agreed.
Rondale. Actually, I think Rondale Moore. I think they take the other Moore in the draft. They want
I think
somebody with
trade
speed
down.
and
No,
strength.
no. I think if they don't, I think they actually might trade out here.
So, okay, let's see
This
who's
is interesting.
interested. Falcons, Dolphins, Giants, Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks, and Browns. I don't think they trade with the Browns.
No, they did the most logical decision right there. They're not going to trade.
Which
with
one needs a wide receiver more, in your opinion? Because that's the best players on the draft, or offensive line help. Which one do you think needs a
the Giants?
The Giants, I can see that. So I think that Baltimore trades away their 31st pick, and I think the Giants trade away,
They might not actually. I think Ben's right. Oh, hi Ben. I meant Alec. I just saw Ben. They might actually trade. They might actually select a receiver here, which is stupid.
Yeah, plus they don't want to give it up,
Yeah.
even though it says they're interested. So I think they
Yeah.
take Rondale Moore. Any
I think they. I mean, I agree. If I were them, I'd take the alignment. But even though they already did get one, but again, they're. Oh, they didn't get one. We had them.
they
take-
traded away one.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably take. They should take the lineman from North Dakota State, but I think they'll probably end up taking receiver because I don't know.
So which of the receivers are you guys interested in?
I think Rondale Moore is better personally.
Yeah.
I was thinking more Elijah.
I was gonna say Rondale Moore.
All right, we got 3 for Rondale Moore. The new Raven. And finally, the last pick before we get in the second round, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need defense. And I do think, let's see who's the best safety on the board. Because I don't think there's another good safety for a while. We got Elijah Molden, and then best defensive inside guy would be.
Maybe this is perhaps the spot they trade out of.
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers trade out here. Unless they want to get an offensive piece, a running back maybe. Who's the best running back here? We would
They
have to
don't need a running back right now, but that's the thing right now. They need a defense. They need like
do
not a defense, but like they need a secondary help. They need
secondary help. Yeah, they do, and I think they trade down here probably.
I could see them getting Najee Harris though, actually. But I think if they were smart, they'd take a safety here.
I think they trade.
I don't think they trade.
I think they trade with the Eagles here.
I disagree.
That's fair. Yeah.
Wrongly disagree. The Eagles brass is not smart enough to do that.
Wow.
I would like to see that happen, but it's not going to happen.
Let's be nice to Howie Roseman and give him a chance. Let's say they switch those picks there.
Mitchell, are you okay, buddy? Do we need to take you to a mental hospital?
You might.
Oof, I think it's all. I think I would realize without all we really need to give up. I mean, because they're only moving up 5 picks, and they're. I would.
So I'm
Yeah,
trading
they're
away.
both raising
Yeah.
5 picks. Alec does have a point.
I'll
here.
trade away this the
When is
37th
the
pick,
draft
the
anyway?
84th next Thursday.
Oh,
And then they trade away the second round pick in 2022. Let's see if the Buccaneers accept. Oh, they accepted it. Wow. Okay.
it is Howie Roseman.
It is Howie Roseman. So who do you think so we got a wide receiver earlier in the draft.
I
who do you think we
I
go
wouldn't
here?
mind them. I would not mind them taking the tackle from North Dakota State because they definitely do need an offensive lineman that doesn't get freaking injured every year. But they could also take. They could also take Nick Bolton from Missouri.
Yeah, I think Bolton would be a great pick here. Yeah, but there's no good corners like for.
Yeah, so I would probably take Nick Bolton right
Yeah,
here.
Nick Bolton.
I don't think they would trade up to take Nick Bolton though.
Yeah, it says Nick Bolton is mostly predicted by the Eagles to be drafted. So yeah, let's go Nick Bolton here. And there we go. First round is over, and then now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, we're not going to do the second round. The first round already took like an hour.
We're just gonna speed through this.
Yeah.
So
no,
I think
no, Mitchell, I
No,
think we should.
I'm-
I gotta eat dinner soon, so I
Yeah.
think we might actually wrap
Yeah,
up.
and also I gotta pick up my sister too.
Where's your sister?
well, I just
Hey,
want to say this because I want
read off
Friends'
here.
houses.
I wanted to get to this pick. I do think the first pick in the second round, I think Pat Fryermuth goes to the Jaguars. In my opinion, he's the most underrated prospect in this draft.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So that was our long first round draft mock. So yeah, what were your thoughts on that, and who do you think would win this year's draft?
Nobody, because you can't judge a draft until like 5 years down the road.
That's fair.
That's
That's,
true.
that's a good point.
You know, the team that may get the most out of this though that we've seen, I think is Penei Sewell, getting some offensive lineman help and then getting all the other spots you need. I think the Dolphins will win this draft and provide Tua some stuff.
Yeah, I could definitely see that the Dolphins would win this draft. However, I still don't believe in Tua. I definitely expected Deshaun Watson to be traded to the Dolphins before all this happened with Deshaun Watson.
John Watson's gonna get traded. No, not with all that rape allegations going on.
Yeah, and I can
Yeah.
see that Tua might not work out, but I can see at some point that the Dolphins will go after a free agent quarterback or trade for one. I could see if Russell has another bad year in Seattle and he gets even more angry at their brass, I could definitely see that Russell Wilson might say go to the sunny shores of Miami Beach next year or the year after.
All right, we will all find out in the magical world known as football.
And this has been foosball. All right.
American football.
So let's get back and do a quick round trip of Philly sports. We got the Phillies.
Meaning like 30 minutes.
Probably. So we got the Phillies. They're 9-10. They lost on a walk-off last night by Hector Neris. He gave
Hector Neris did a walk-off. 10 out of 10 logic.
Yeah, he gave up a walk-off home run to Tapia of the
Romeo
Rockies. I was gonna suggest this. I do think that the Phillies are going to trade for Joey Gallo and Domingo Herman. Wait, no, Herman Marquez of the Rockies. I think they grab him. He's a decent starter and will be a great back end rotation guy for the Phillies as well as Joey Gallo and I think he's a much needed improvement over McCutchen and Moniak in center. But as you may say, like, what would be the point of that trade? I do believe that if we trade for Gallo, I could see us definitely giving up McCutchen, Kingery, Marchand, Adonis Medina possibly, and Simon Muzziotti. I think we get rid of them, and then we call up Odubel Herrera to take McCutchen's spot. So then our outfield would consist of Harper, Moniak, Gallo, and Odubel Herrera in there, and Roman Quinn if he's not traded or DFA'd.
Well, the first thing we need to do, because I think this is way more important, when Jose Alvarado comes back, please switch him out for Hector Neris.
I knew you were going to say that.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with you now on that.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is throwing literal gas, and Hector Neris can't seem to find his splitter, and people will be hitting absolute nukes off of him to the moon. So please get Alvarado in before I lose my cool. Thank you.
This has been Knowledge with Ben. All right, Jared, what do you think?
Everything I say is going to happen. The exact opposite thing is going to happen.
So say what doesn't happen.
Yeah.
No, because then it's going to happen. Trust me. You guys don't know what happens when
your logic is not making sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It's
so whenever I try to reverse jinx, it doesn't happen. But when I don't try to jinx, like when I just say something positive, the opposite happens. So no matter what, I'm screwed. So I should just not talk.
So overall, before we transition to a different sport, the NL East, so supposed great team division of the MLB this year, has been off to a slow start to the season. The Phillies are only in second place with 9-10 record, and I think DeGrom is the best pitcher. I hate the Mets. I hate the Mets so much, but DeGrom is a great pitcher, and it would be interesting to see if he made the free agent market, say next year, but he's going to be extended probably by the Mets. But who do you think's going to go? Basically, who's to be the star player that gets their team to the playoffs in the NL East this year?
Francisco Lindor.
Yes, he's been off to a slow start. Yeah, true.
When he heats up, he's gonna be a game changer for the Mets, and that could be what pushes them over the top. And with the Phillies right now, I just don't see any player who can completely take over and carry them to winning the division and or making the playoffs.
Yeah, agreed. And then let's go transition to our next sport. We got football, and some news came out this week.
No.
Well, it's a quick turn. I think I just remember this. This college football playoff committee met over the past couple of weeks, and they decided not to expand the playoffs. They discussed expanding the tournament to 8 or possibly even 16 teams, and they decided not to. Would you like an expanded college football playoffs? So it's more like you can say have your
Mitchell's frozen.
I know I was. So would you like an expanded college football playoff so you can have teams, say, like Loyola Chicago and these lower ranking conference actually show themselves to these higher ranking teams instead of the same teams year after year?
Oh, you're talking about college basketball now.
Yes.
Actually, so going back to the college football, actually, I saw an article that actually said like they were really so initially they were excited about the college football playoff, but now they want the BCS back.
It's because it's the same teams year after year. It's
exactly.
Well, here's my solution, and then I want you to repeat your question about college basketball. Have the winners of each Power 5, conference or Power 6, whatever you want to call it, go to the playoff, and then 2 wildcard teams. There should be no dispute after that in an 8-team playoff.
Agree. Eight
But
teams
yeah,
is yeah, 18 wouldn't be fine. And you can also say use all the New Year's Six bowls and then throw in some of the other famous bowls, such as the Citrus Bowl and whatever else. So you can fill these stadiums up and then obviously have your national championship wherever. But I agree that would be a great thing for college football.
but what was your question about college basketball? Since I do have a college basketball podcast, please the link in the bio.
Yeah, it'll be in the bio, Creating Madness with Ben. And I was to say the question would be that why doesn't the college football playoff do something like March Madness where any team has a chance to win and it's not just the same teams all over and over again?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I mean,
It's academic reasons, I don't think it's a good idea.
and there's just more teams in college basketball because a lot of the teams that we see in March Madness would be FCS for college football. There's just not that many teams. Now, what
There's
I'm
only
saying,
like 100 something, I think.
So I would think it would be like, just to clarify things,
150.
I think say from these Power Six conferences, I think that the runner up in the tournament, so you would say get the East winner of the Big Ten and the West winner of the Big Ten, they'd make it. If you're in this Power Six and then say have two wild card teams, say from the AAC, the American Athletic Conference, or say the what's the other one that's usually really good?
no, here's what I'm thinking.
Are you talking about the one that Boise State is in? Because that would be the
Yeah,
Mountain.
Mount West. That's what I'm thinking. BYU.
Well,
yeah.
So the five major conferences each get a bid for their winner. Then you have the best team that's not in a conference of them. So that could be AAC, that could be Mountain West, that could be anything. And then you have two wild cards. So the best teams overall after that. So that could also include the Power Five conferences. If you are not in that top 8, there should be no debate that you're in the playoff. That's it. Like it is a completely fair and logistical playoff.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. If you like these rankings, you say like all these teams like UCF declared themselves national champions because they went undefeated. Like it's just like teams like those. You just want to see them go up against great competition, but you just never get to see it because of it's the same teams over and over again. One example is that if in this case, Penn State would have made the college football playoff in 2016 when they beat Ohio State once during the regular season and they won the Big Ten championship. However, Ohio State leapfrogged them and the Washington Huskies leapfrogged them and proceeded to lose by 40 points to Alabama. I think Penn State, Alabama would have been
I think
much
Michigan
greater.
actually no. Penn State would have gotten whooped too, but let's be real.
Still,
Michigan was a higher rank than Penn State, I think too.
Yeah, and they jumped them too. And you got to think that Ohio State beat Michigan. Penn State beat Michigan. No, they lost by a lot.
No, they got whooped by Michigan.
Yeah,
but you got to remember, like, even though if you had Penn State versus Alabama, you're getting a much bigger TV market. Penn State has the largest alumni base here in the United States, any university. Washington,
by the way,
Washington
Mitch,
Husky.
I got something to say. There's probably close ones like Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, and also here's the thing. Here's how to remember who wins the games. If the game is in Ann Arbor, Michigan whoops Penn State. If the game is in Beaver Stadium or State College, Penn State usually whips Michigan. There you go. That's how you remember.
Yeah.
And that year, the game was in Ann Arbor, so Michigan whipped Penn State. There you go.
But it's just that thing that you would think if you're the college football playoff, if you had the decision between an actual conference winning Penn State and a non-conference winning, conference winning but lesser strength of schedule Washington Huskies team, you would think you would go with Penn State in that decision if you had a choice, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I guess so.
I would have to agree with that.
Like Ohio State could have made it. They had a great strength of schedule. Their only 2 hiccups I think came against Ohio State and Penn State, and I think they lost to another team in a huge upset. I forget which team.
And down goes Mitchell.
Yep.
Yeah. So all right, make this quick. So basically, Ohio State only had 2 mistakes that year. They lost to Penn State and they lost to another team. I believe it was I can't remember, but they did lose to another team that year. And I couldn't understand.
Penn State or Michigan?
Penn State. I forget. Ohio State.
2016, they lost to Pitt.
Yeah, that Pitt game is what kept them out of the playoffs. If they didn't lose to Pitt, that's pretty good.
They lost another game earlier that year. They lost to Michigan and Pitt that year, I think.
Yeah,
right?
They had 2 losses the entire year. 2 losses.
Yeah, but I don't think losing to Pitt is going to exactly give you unless if you're Clemson, losing to Pitt's not going to get you into the playoff.
Yeah. So what's it called? And then Ohio State Clemson. That was a great game that year. Well, was it, or was it a blowout?
I think that year was 30-0 Clemson.
Yeah, that was that kind of showed those two games, the Washington Alabama game and the Ohio State
Alec, what's the
game,
funny over
kind of.
I don't really know. I'll probably tell you guys later.
All right, that's fine.
So basically,
it
my
probably won't be
point.
very appropriate for this
Okay.
podcast.
So in conclusion, I believe that Penn State should have been in the college football playoff in 2016.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Conclusion, I think you're wrong. Okay.
All right.
Mr.
This has.
Okay. Mr.
Well,
Mackey.
this.
All right. Who thinks Penn State should have been in the college football playoff that year? Who doesn't? I'm sorry, Mitchell. No.
All right,
Washington should not have been in. I think you're right there, but Penn State should not have either.
Yeah, and wow. So
Because Michigan didn't lose to Pitt, they lost to Ohio State instead.
So Ohio State did not lose another game other than Penn State that year. They won by 1 point against Michigan State. But
yeah, no, that's why they probably were in.
But it was conference play because Penn State's only other loss came against Pitt, and that was technically in conference.
That's why Penn State won, though. But here's the thing: they're not going to go off a conference record for the college football playoff. They're going to go off of overall record and strength of schedule. And because Ohio State, because Michigan was higher, because their second loss was they beat Penn State. That's one thing. They lost to Ohio State, and I think they lost I think that was their only. No, they lost to Iowa, who was also good that year. Penn State lost to freaking Pitt. That's probably.
And also the year before in 2019-2020, if Penn State did not lose to Maryland and they beat Ohio State, they would have been in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, well, also I got to see him at the Cotton Bowl, so I have no regrets there.
Yeah, that's no regrets. You saw Micah Parsons' last game. Funny thing is, the Ohio State game is on my birthday this year, but
I also saw
unfortunately,
another guy who's really good that had to opt out because that had to stop playing because of some health condition.
Oh yeah, it was the running back. Well, on that note,
saw his last game too.
Yeah. On that note, let's transition into our conclusion. This has been episode 8 of the Liberty for Philly podcast. Any closing remarks from you guys, Ben and Alec?
Please put in Jose Alvarado. I will continue to say it until they do.
Yeah. And also, Joe Girardi, please stop making the double switches. Stop, you don't yank Reese Hoskins for Andrew Knapp.
Oh, that sucked. And then Roman Quinn's in tonight. So we're gonna have a nice.
Oh no!
Now watch him hit a second deck because you're all
no. Joe put him in today because he hit a double yesterday.
Yay!
Oh boy, his average is now 0.050. Oh wow, that's fantastic.
No,
guys, everybody, yay!
Back talking Roman Quinn, he's gonna hit one in the second.
I hope he does. Honestly,
that would be hilarious.
But if he's
all day tomorrow.
The thing that sucks is that the only reason Odubel Herrera is not coming up is because he's a lefty. If Odubel Herrera was a righty, he would be up right now. That's the part that angers me. If Roman Quinn's average dips below 0.3, he should be kicked off the team.
All right.
Well, that's our closing remarks. Once again, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell as there's a new podcast every Sunday. Once again, welcome Ben, Alec, back to the podcast. Their Twitter and stuff will be in the description below. Make sure you subscribe. See you guys next time.